You are very involved in working with the Folk Festival, still Blues Festival too,
Yes.
if I'm right. And we were just talking off camera about how you got started in Folk Festival, and it was because I saw this clip online of you being interviewed at Folk Festival. It was 6-7 years ago.
That was probably 09.
09? Okay, not that long ago then.
Mm-hmm.
When you were the gardening coordinator
True.
for Folk Festival, and that blossomed. Come on.
So they say.
Help me out. But that grew from that role and into a far more prominent role in the organization.
Mm-hmm.
How has your involvement with that grown over the last 4 or 5 years?
Oh, it's been amazing, honestly. I guess I sort of started. I had some formative years participating in the folk festival. Right. So when I was a young musician, playing the folk festival, whether it was solo or with other bands. So I'd been to the folk festival a number of years in a row and just loved it and loved the folk community really, and the embrace they give you, literally and figuratively. I actually, I remember
there's a lot of
hugging. It's awesome. I remember one of the first times I actually went to the festival. I was like, wow, people are so friendly. Like, this is so cool. It's just like a unique experience, and that's the warmth of the folk community. And it's just, I just kept going back every year. And then I think it was like mid 2009, maybe a little bit earlier. The team at the time was Chris White, was the artistic director, and Tatiana Nemchin was the director of operations. And they said, hey, you know how to organize stuff, because I've been doing Babes for a number of years and organizing other shows and things. I said, hey, do you want to be the gardening coordinator? I said, I don't really know much about gardening. And they're like, that's okay. You just got to know about organizing. I'm like, okay.
There you go.
And then that just started me on this process of being part of the organization and behind the scenes, which I do love doing that part a lot. So it kind of just grew from there, and it blossomed into me being part of the organization when there was sort of a changeover in 2010. So we put on a festival that year, and then after that is when we sort of joined forces with the Blues Fest team, and became a big, huge, happy family that puts on 2 events.
What is it like being behind the scenes? Because obviously, it goes all year. I know a couple people who volunteer and work in other roles in the organization, but it's all year, and it's a lot of work all year.
It is.
That last few months got to be just hell.
You know what? Now that I've been doing it for a number of years, and it's like my 5th festival or something like that, I understand how to pace myself much better. Like first year, full time, I probably had a couple of breakdowns of crying. It was like, oh yeah, it's festival time. It's like, that's good. And then be like, okay, here we go. But
I can't do this.
But the past couple of years I haven't had breakdowns, so I figure like I've kind of learned how to pace myself and understand better, like of prioritizing and what needs to be done, what doesn't need to be done. Not overextending yourself all the time, and sleeping well is. That's the number one. Get enough sleep, and you can do anything. At least for me. So I've learned a lot more, like in the past number of years, and specifically with the team that we have now. Like they're so awesome. Like I've learned so much from them just being around them and the way they do things, and it's been a great thing in my life. And I feel like I go to festival school every day and learn more stuff every day, and I really love it. I really love Festival World.
Your other job, as it were, because you have 50 or something like that. So one of your other ones, of course, Babes for Breasts.
Yes.
And you've been doing that for almost 10 years. That's been 10 years now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And I've been reading up on that too, and I know you've been working at it nonstop, but it's evolved a little bit. It started off, I think, as a one-off. Yeah,
you know what? I did one show in 2003, and it was for many different reasons, but partly to unite the female singer-songwriters in the scene here in Ottawa, because I didn't really know them. It was in 2003. Partly because I wanted to do something charitable, good to give back to others, and breast cancer was a cause that was important to me. So it all kind of came together, and we did this one show, and it felt good, and it was like, okay, that was fun, and it was a really like lovely show of community, and I'm a person who loves community, so did that one show, and I thought, okay, great, that was good. And, I was busy, finishing my degree and like raising my son and doing a bunch of stuff. So in the end, I was like, well, I left it for a while because I didn't really think about doing it annually. And then in 2005, my good friend from high school, her mom passed away from breast cancer. And I remember being at the funeral in the back of the church and just standing there, and like I still vividly remember it, seeing my friends and my friend whose mom passed away around us, and they were processing in with a coffin, and it's just like everybody was weeping, and I was just like, this is not supposed to happen like this.
Yeah.
And I thought, I have to do something. Like I just had this visceral moment. I was like, well, I got to do something. I don't know what it is. It's something. And then I reflected on that. I thought, well, maybe I'll do that cancer thing again, like that breast cancer benefit. So that was pretty fun, and it was raised a little bit of money, and so that started the ball in motion to put on what was a couple of cross Canada tours starting in 2007 through 2009, and that was amazing and incredible experience of, you know, being in a position where you can not only do something charitable and good for others, but creating like even by accident, like its own community. So Babes had this own little community of artists and just different people who supported the cause and supported the event. So we had little pockets all over Canada of people putting on shows with different artists and folks. But we realized after those couple of years, like, those were some incredible shows and, you know, irreplaceable memories, like being approached by somebody after who said, you know, I had breast cancer and thank you for what you're doing. And, or like just people sharing like that. And it was just, you can't match it. And then we realized we wanted to bring it back to Ottawa, just a way to make more money for charities, really, because we don't pay ourselves to do it. And there's a lot of like,
expensive to put on a tour.
It is.
In one spot, so
it is.
It's
just a lot, and I thought, well, let's focus all of our energies and put it into where we can make a lot of things happen. Which was a decision made by myself and my best friend Amanda Briome, and we run the organization together now. And so our national nod, because we still wanted to have that national sense, is our compilation album that we've put together. So we're on making our third one right now. So
right on.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you actually about the second one that came out in October last year. I think that I'm not sure if you did on the first one or not, but on the second one you did the song "Stronger," which was a collaboration with a few cancer survivors as well as yourself and Amanda and musicians. How did that specific song and project come together? Right.
So the Ottawa Regional Cancer Foundation has a music therapy program at their Survivorship Center. So their Survivorship Center is essentially a place where someone with cancer or someone close, like a caretaker or family member who has cancer, can go and access different types of programming all for free. So, you know, nutrition classes, or sometimes people do some like occupational counseling, or they just need someone to talk to and try to figure things out. And one of them is music therapy. And I'd known about that, and I said, hey, well, you know, it would be amazing if we could do this songwriting workshop and just kind of see what happens. So in the spring of 2012, we ran this workshop. It was 5 weeks over, you know, March, April kind of idea in 2012. And it was really incredible. So it was myself and Amanda and a music therapist who was there to kind of be around and participate, and a group of people who had been going through cancer, and one of them was the sister of one of the ladies who you know, has breast cancer, and it was all different kinds of cancer. I mean, it's open for anybody, and I went into it thinking, oh, this is going to be cool, like, we're just going to give them this cool experience, like to write a song, because I'd written songs many times before with others, like with children, usually, you know, through like the Blues in the Schools program, and through just visiting people friends of mine who are teachers, like, can you come and write a song with the kids? I say, sure. So I thought, oh, it's going to be this neat experience, and they'll do this cool thing, and, you know, it's pretty unique to write a song, and they can do something they've never done before. And honestly, by the end of the first day, I was like, okay, something bigger is happening here that I did not expect. And over the 5 weeks, like, it was just really, and I've said this before, like, it's as cheesy as it sounds, it really was a life-changing moment. Like, because you're in this very safe space with these people who are choosing and allowing you to be with them in a vulnerable place. Then they're sharing these, like, extremely personal experiences with you, like, what was it like to be diagnosed with cancer? How did you feel? What kept you strong through, you know, radiation or chemo? Like, all of these things. And the song ended up taking shape It's actually called. We ended up naming the group the Stronger Group.
Right.
We all decided on that name, and then the song is called "My Now Is Here," and it's essentially about like that time when you're the beginning of like when you find out you're diagnosed, and then kind of coming through whatever that might be. Like maybe for some, it means the end of a journey, but others it means you can continue a journey here, at least on Earth.
Yeah.
So. It's even like the first time I heard the song recorded, because we decided we were going to record it and put it on the compilation, like I cried. I like bawled. It was just like, and not because it was sad. It was because
some kind of release.
It was just this beautiful thing that it was just joyful that all these people came together and we all sang in the chorus, and you felt the togetherness and the camaraderie of everybody. And even though, I've not had cancer, but, my father's a cancer survivor and other people that I know, you felt this beautiful connection that music makes, and of that shared experience. And it was just augmented by the fact that all of the participants essentially had gone through this huge life-changing experience themselves, which was their cancer journey.